missiles in the Ukraine-Russia conflict.
1 dead and 15 hospitalized in the new E. coli outbreak linked to organic carrot. Hello, welcome to CSUF News, a student production at California State University, Fullerton. I'm Destiny Morris.
And I'm Evan Fennell. Updates on the Russian-Ukraine war. The U.S. has announced it will now supply Ukraine with long-range missiles against Russia. President Biden authorized the Ukraine military to use the missiles known as ATACMS to fire across the border for the first time. The tactical missiles are reported to reach over 180 miles with the goal of using this artillery to strike deeper into Russian territory. This move comes after the presence of thousands of North Korean troops joining Russian lines and Donald Trump's presidential victory. As of November, Russia has launched 2 big attacks on Ukraine's energy infrastructure in response to American missiles.
The Center for Disease Control and Prevention warns people of a new E. coli outbreak linked to organic carrots. The CDC has confirmed 1 death and 15 people hospitalized and nearly 40 people infected, reported from 18 states. These E. coli infected carrots are from Grimway Farms but have since been recalled. Even though these carrots are no longer being sold in stores, they might still be in your homes. Make sure to check your refrigerators and throw them away.
Since May, multiple protests on university campuses have occurred. California State University has implemented new policies on protests, specifically involving the usage of signs and amplified sound. Janelle Martinez has more on this topic.
Students at California State University Fullerton have been faced with new changes to the protest policies on campus. These changes were made public before the school year began. The Chancellor's office sent out an email regarding the new changes that stated freedom of expression is not an absolute right. The changes call for the importance of public order and safety.
You don't want a large protest outside your class, et cetera. So there has to be some kind of rules. The rules have to be fairly applied to all groups, and they have to be not so onerous that they actually discourage people from undertaking speaking altogether.
In May of this year, multiple protests occurred right here in this quad. Many assume that these new policies come in response to those protests. Now we ask, what will change for students in regard to these new policies? The new policies affect the use of amplified noises. Protests like the one shown before will most likely not happen again. This was proven correct as the last protest on campus chose to chant instead.
We were only allowed to chant, which there was a lot of people, so the chanting worked, but it felt like we couldn't have people lead us in chants as much without the use of the megaphones.
Since the changes were made before the school year began, many students did not know about them.
When I spoke with students at the beginning of the semester, a lot of them hadn't even heard about these changes.
Students like Weber, who once were able to express themselves freely, now must ask permission to create something simple as a sign. These new policies raise concern on students' right to expression.
There's reason to believe that I think when students are aware of them, they might reconsider whether or not they'd engage in a protest or how far they want to push things, for sure. I think it will have exactly that intended effect of chilling speech.
These new policies have the potential to fundamentally change the dynamics of student-led protests here on campus. In Fullerton, California, Janelle Martinez, CSUF News.
Have you ever been in a situation where you needed medical assistance but didn't have any resources available to you? Luckily, CSUF provides accessible resources for students at a low cost with their special program called Titan Health. Here's Lindsay Soriano with more.
Healthcare is a rising issue for students here at California State University, Fullerton. However, there are accessible resources on campus for student needs. CSUF has a student wellness center that provides health services for students. Some students may or may not have easy access to healthcare. Third-year communication student Miranda Palmas shares her thoughts on healthcare accessibility.
Yes, I think students should all have easy access to healthcare. You never know what they're going through, what health concerns they might have.
CSUF's Student Wellness Center consists of 4 different branches that serve student needs. These 4 main centers are called Titan Health, Titan Med, Titan Well, and Titan Thrive.
Here at the Titan Student Wellness Center, students are able to receive health benefits through their tuition, such as free immunization shots, low-cost physicals for sports or job opportunities, and STD testing at a low cost.
The Student Wellness Center is located towards the back of the CSUF campus behind Pollack Library. Students are able to make an appointment to see a specialist for their needs or concerns. Fourth-year business student Isaac Villaseñor shares how beneficial the Student Wellness Center can be.
I think it's a really great idea, something that all universities should have just for the care of their students.
Students are able to choose from a variety of services provided from CSUF for their needs. These services come included within students' tuitions and are available when needed. Third-year theater student Leah Gamino shares her thoughts on how helpful these resources can be.
I think it's really great that we have health services on campus because, like I said, it's not accessible to everyone, even though I do think it should be. And it is one of those things that's included with tuition, so anyone can take advantage of it, and I think that's really good.
Thanks to Titan Health, students can rely on the helpful services provided by them and live healthy lives while continuing their education. I'm Lindsay Soriano with CSUF News.
Thanks, Lindsay.
Coming up next, we have the entertainment update. Stay tuned.
Observe a domesticated human family in their natural habitat, known to their species as the backyard.
Hey, you think I should light it now?
I think it's good.
Yeah?
Oh dear, someone is about to burn a pile of debris that's too tall, which can start a wildfire. Wait, could it be? Blimey, it is.
It's Smokey.
It's Smokey Bear. What a legend.
Hey, it's Smokey. Sorry, it was too high. Right.
Watch as he astutely ensures that there's no wind, and how he removes some of the debris to create a smaller, safer burning pile.
No, you said make it bigger, baby. The bigger, the better.
Take note of our fearless furry friend here, humans.
I appreciate it. Fist bump.
Watching you.
Smokey's done it again.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to CSUF News. Now it's time for the entertainment update.
Aaron Rodriguez has more on the exciting movies hitting the big screen this holiday season.
Thank you, Destiny and Evan. A new blockbuster, Wicked, hit theaters this week. We have been wickedly blessed to see the beloved Broadway play brought to the big screen. Director John M. Chu brought the magic, music, and iconic rivalry back to life. With a star-studded cast including Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, Wicked is now the highest-grossing Broadway adaptation film, with still a second part to release soon. Disneyland Resort is bringing some holiday magic early this year as it prepares to debut its new attraction inspired by Walt Disney Animation Studios. Anaheim, California's Disneyland has had the iconic Splash Mountain since 1989. Now Disneyland has recently reworked it into Tiana's Bayou Adventure, inspired by Disney's Princess and the Frog. The ride still has the famous drop, but now the guests are taken on a colorful, scenic journey through New Orleans. That wraps up our entertainment update for today. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Aaron. Lots of exciting things to check out. Let's turn our attention back to what's happening right here on our campus.
Students at Cal State Fullerton have faced issues when parking on campus, but in College Park, a new conflict has risen. Here's Michael Felice with the report.
Parking is always a struggle for Cal State Fullerton students, but it has only gotten tougher for those in Lot S by College Park. The first recent change to the parking situation has been the implementation of a third-party app, Park Mobile. Since October of 2024, the price of a daily pass has increased from $10 a day to $12.
The process is quite simple. Once you find your parking spot, you take out your smartphone, open up the camera app, and then find one of the closest QR codes at the end of the aisle.
Once the QR code is scanned, you enter the zone on the sign into your phone. After entering your license plate number, you can digitally pay the rate for an hourly or daily pass. The system allows for parking enforcement to quickly validate those who have paid for parking, but some students are not happy about the price hike.
The price increase is not the solution. It might deter people from parking on campus, and I think maybe that was their aim, is to try and get them to use like the bus passes or the ride shares and stuff like that, but I live too far away. A lot of us commute here.
That's not the only thing limiting accessibility for students to park. A new student housing development on Chapman Avenue has created congestion, as well as some parking spots being taken by construction workers like Samuel Cabrera, who are also utilizing the limited parking.
A month I pay for $10 for a day. Now I need to pay for a day for $12. I think it's not fair.
With the project not expected to be completed until the middle of 2025, students may have to navigate away from the neighboring streets and perhaps Lot S entirely. From College Park at Cal State Fullerton, this is Michael Felice, CSUF News.
The Counseling and Psychological Service Wellness Room here at Cal State Fullerton offers many services for students to unwind. One of these services include nap pods. Here's Litzy Aguilar with more.
At Cal State Fullerton, the nap pods offer a quiet, safe space for students to recharge in between classes. Yet there are some who may not be aware of this resource.
Giving them that resource to sleep here can really benefit not only their intellectual recall during tests, but also their emotional regulation and just overall physical health.
On average, about 12 students per day use the nap pods, with Tuesdays and Thursdays being the busiest and Wednesdays being the highest volume.
Right at 8 a.m. when we open the door, we have a couple students come in, take naps for about an hour, and then we're busy from about 11 to about 3 p.m.
While the nap pods offer valuable support for our students, constructive feedback has also been addressed, highlighting concerns about location and the expansion of more nap pods.
I feel like the factor that limits me from using them is that I just don't know exactly where to find them. I feel like if I knew exactly where to go, how to locate them, I would go ahead and go use them.
The only thing challenging is you don't have space to really move around, especially because when I take naps, especially when I'm laying down, I usually roll around and stuff. But besides that, yeah, it's pretty comfortable.
The nap pods are located on the 3rd floor in Titan Hall. To make an appointment, find the link tree under Instagram at Caps Wellness Room and follow further instructions. The future of nap pod expansion awaits as we see what updates emerge in the coming years. In Titan Hall, Litzy Aguilar, CSUF News.
A Formula Club here at Cal State Fullerton rev up the engine of their very own team-built race car for an exciting event happening at the end of the school year. Jenny Guzman has more on the story.
With over 150 clubs on campus, there's one that leaves its marks on the tracks at CSUF.
Titan Racing Formula is a senior legacy project. They work to design and build a Formula-style race car for a big end-of-the-year competition. This year's team, Titan 18, is made up of seniors and underclassmen who work intensively in the shop to collect data, assemble parts, and put their knowledge to the test.
I really just want to, implement everything that I've learned onto the team. Hopefully do really good in competition and just produce something that we're all proud of.
The competition, Michigan Initial Speedway, will have the team compete against 120 other universities in 5 different divisions. For many on the team, like longtime member Felix Zhu, winning isn't everything.
I like to think of it as a design challenge, the journey along the way and seeing what everyone can do. I just want to help everyone build up their experiences and whatnot.
Not only that, but students from all majors gain further insight on the automotive industry.
And I helped out initially just because I really liked Formula One, and I talked to some of the guys and they were like, yeah, you don't have to be a mechanical engineer to help out, you can just do whatever is available.
Not only has Formula SAE created a car built for speed, but Dr. Salvador Marrell, Formula Racing Club Advisor and Associate Professor, explains the benefits students gain from Formula SAE.
It's a high-impact practice that forces students to actually adopt the engineering practice, to conceive an idea, a concept, a design, develop it, prototype it, test it, and ultimately compete.
As a team, they're counting down the days until they load up the car for Michigan and let the fastest drivers take control of the wheel for competition week. Reporting for CSUF News, I'm Jenny Guzman.
That wraps up our news update for today. I'm Destiny Morris.
And I'm Evan Fennell. Happy holidays.